Yo, what's happening, people? What's happening, people? This your boy, you know what I'm saying? Arthur Chill Fetty, you dig, you dig, you dig. You know what I'm saying? We in here tonight with a jam-packed show. Your boy gonna get it to you real in the field, man. Listen, the economy right now, man, it's the holidays coming up. A lot of people are basically on what you call hard times. They trying to scribble and scrabble, you know what I'm saying, rob Peter to pay Paul, you know what I mean, taking out loans and saying, uh, we just got to get it in, man. So tonight we got a jam-packed show for you. And you finna put in this work, you feel me? Let me cut these tunes down a little bit here. And first of all, it's Friday, TGIF, you know what I'm saying, to everybody. You feel me? Yeah. Thank the Most High it's Friday, you know. A lot of y'all got paid. Some people get paid bi-weekly, you know. But man, we got to understand how to make passive income. Don't put your money in a shoebox. Don't put your money in the bank. Learn how to take your money and start making your money work for you. You feel me? That's the whole key to the game, man. The whole key to the game is start letting your money make more profit for you. You know, you want to get into understanding how to make passive income. Start investing into assets and not liabilities. You feel me? Let me get off this here and let's get into a little bit of Mr. Robert Kiyosaki here, man. And we finna understand a few basic concepts of cash flow. And I'm gonna explain to you what these 6 basic words mean and go into a little bit of context. You feel me? Because if you're tired of being broke, if you're tired of getting checked, you spend your money, you look around, you bike at the same thing, back to zero. So let's start learning how to make our money work for us through different vehicles that's going to develop us passive income. So let's take a look here. Let me get into it a little bit here. Let's
6 basic words to financial literacy and financial education. And the 6 words again are income, expense, asset, liability. And the last 2 words are the words cash flow. And that's why the game is called cash flow.
Okay, so, you know, that's why the game is called cash flow. So he basically showed you 6 basic words. And, you know, on cap, man, I got the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book right here. You know what I mean? So in case y'all want to see it, you feel me? And you got income, expense, asset, liability. You know what I mean? And you want these words to resonate in your mind because of the simple fact your income is basically the money you make from your job. The expenses is the money that you actually spend out of your check. And some of us have needs that really are just habits. So we got to learn how to break certain habits to keep the money flowing. Now, you don't want to invest in a liability because liability is what take away from your income and you never receive that income back. So you want to invest your money into an asset that doesn't depreciate. So if you're going out, I understand, okay, it's okay to enjoy yourself sometimes. You got to pay yourself first. But if you're going out buying a pair of Jordans, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, trying to live like the Joneses, soon as you leave out the store, everything depreciates. It loses value. Whatever products you done brought. So those are called depreciating assets. So you want to invest in, save your money into assets that actually gain interest over time and has value. And they may be liquid assets. You may want to invest in the stock market, money market accounts, or you may want to have brick and mortar assets. You may invest in real estate, but you also can invest in digital real estate, which is called REITs, and that's on the stock market, real estate investment trust. So the thing is you want to understand your cash flow in this game. You want your cash flow to keep flowing like a river. You feel me? You want your cash flow to keep flowing like salmon flow upstream. You understand what I'm saying? So let's take a look here at another simple basic concept from Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, because of the simple fact. I just want y'all to understand.
If you understand history, the reason I pay no taxes is because I borrow money. I'm a debtor. And check this out. I mean, all you communists out there, check this stuff out. I am a billionaire in debt. You know why? Because I get tax breaks for borrowing money. And the reason I am so rich is because I'm in debt. And my friend Dave Ramsey says, live debt free. Well, you're an idiot. I mean, he's my friend, but I say, Dave, I like debt. He says, I know, but most people can't handle debt. I said, I agree. But that's why there's no financial education in schools, because if you knew how to handle debt, you wouldn't save that crappy dollar you have in your hand. I'd rather borrow the money tax free. If you understand history.
Did you hear those jewels that Mr. Kiyosaki just put out? See, a lot of people don't understand financial literacy. And once you start to build your library up, get you some books, get you a Kindle, and just go. They give you free samples on Amazon for Kindle. Whatever area that you weak in, you want to start strengthening your mindset, because of the simple fact, this is what you actually need, man. And like I told you, I got big books. You know what I'm saying? Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Mind, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 7, you know what I mean? Effective habits of highly effective people. You know, the compound effect. You feel me? So you want to just grow. You even want to understand the too big to fail, because you want to learn what's going on in the financial arena and where your money going to as a taxpayer, because you want to develop that cash flow. So let's get to another one right quick here. And he basically telling you why the rich don't pay taxes. A lot of the rich people like to stay in debt. You know what I'm saying? Because they using that
His complaint, which is
a way to have leverage. So let's listen to what he say too right here. This is very important.
The reason I had to learn to raise money.
There it is right here.
But the reason I had to learn to raise money was because I had no money. And so if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in there, my rich dad always said, never say I can't afford it. And it was my rich dad and many of my teachers subsequent to that that said, lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. That's
Hold on. Listen, in the name of the game, you got to understand it's your vocabulary as well. That's why you got to change your words. You got to change your whole mindset when you start to get on your financial path in your financial journey to understanding this wealth game. You know, got the thesaurus right here. So you got many words that you can replace your vocabulary with. Stop thinking as a basic person. You want to learn how to do competitive analytics. You know what I'm saying? With this book right here, it teach you how to compare certain things and analyze certain methods in this game. You even have what they call Chat GPT, and you can get that right off the App Store. You know, it's right here. Tap it on your phone. You know what I'm saying? And ask it any question you want to ask it, and it's going to give you a specific answer to the T. Whatever you want to learn about financial literacy, you ask it, and it's going to spit it out for you. You know what I mean? So let's get back to this game here, man.
That's why they're poor. They have a poor mindset. But the reason I had to learn to raise money was because I had no money. And so if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in there, my rich dad always said, never say, I can't afford it. And it was my rich dad and many of my teachers subsequent to that that said, lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. That's why they're poor. They have a poor mindset. But the reason I had to learn.
You get it? That's why you got to work on your mindset, because of the simple fact social media is so tricky. Every time you scroll on this phone, it gives you a dopamine high. And the psychologists and the scientists figured this out, that long as they can keep you strolling, and long as they can put images through ads and certain pop-up ads that'll feed your mind to making you think that you need this in order to be happy, in order to be in a blissful state. That's why they always popping ads out. When you on YouTube, they gonna pop an ad out before you get to the regular video. And then when you in the middle of the video, they gonna pop another ad in. You know, it's all about the psychology and the mindset and the discipline that you can build within yourself to build a certain type of passive income for yourself. You want to build step by step, brick by brick, piece by piece, until you have that solid foundation. We finna get into it real deep tonight because of the simple fact, as I'm growing and learning, I want my family members, fire knowledge here, research too, you know, to grow and learn. We also have the fire knowledge for hustlers gear in the link as well. Just tap the links and you'll see the gear as well, because of the simple fact, man, you want to let people know that you're building generational wealth. You on your road to glory. You on your path to financial freedom. And all I'm doing is giving you some basic starter steps to get you on that road, because of the simple fact you got millions of brothers out here that's charging $19.99. Join this course, join this. You know, I'm an author. But I feel that if ChatGPT free, Google free, why my knowledge can't be free? You feel me? So in these big multi-million dollar corporations, you feel me? So the knowledge that I'm giving to you guys, take it, utilize it, execute to the fullest, and just get you some starter steps and come back on, show me some things you learned as well. You know what I mean? So let's get to it here. Let's go to type this in right quick. 1 second here. Let's go to what my boy over here say. Wall Street Trap. You heard me. I like my dog Trap. Called Trap be giving you some game too. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to a couple of his shorts to teach you some of the basics too as well. And now this is one brother, one king here who I admire in the game. That's going to teach you better than I can teach you some things. Me, I'm just a person that's paving the way. You know what I mean? And but whatever I learn, I'm gonna give you guys. So let's go right here and learn.
Invest in what you use. Invest in what you use. But here's what I've realized: I got AT&T. That stock is trash. I don't want no parts of it. Nah, I used to own it because when I got in the game, guess what I did? I followed the same thing what everybody was saying. Well, invest in what you use. So I wound up holding the stock, and it went up to $28. And then from 2018 to now, it has went from $28 to $17. They suspended the dividend. Then they cut it for a reason. The stock $18. The dividend is 5%. That tells me what? That's a dividend trap. Why? They got so much debt. They don't got no earthly business paying me 5% dividend. They need to use that money to pay the debt down and use it for growth. But because they got a CEO that don't think like that, guess what? I'm cool. You can still think like that. I'm going to just move my money because I don't love no company. Invest in what you use.
So basically, you're going to hear people say, invest in what you use. This was a valuable lesson here from Trap. And the reason why I say that, because you can't follow everything. You know what I mean? I remember we had Blackberries back in the days. Now you don't even hear Blackberry phones too much, unless you in something like a government setting. People used to rock a lot of different types of shoes, different types of beepers, and things like that. They don't even have those no more, because of the simple fact the game changes rapidly. And if you're not involved into investing in what you use on a consumer basis, and us as Black people, we are the #1 consumers in America. And if we can learn how to rotate that dollar back into our own community, we'll be way more powerful than what we are. So we catching on, but we catching on late. And we don't want to wait too late before we become up under the rule and the oppression of other people. Some people don't like to wake up and go to work, but they gotta go to work because they got bills to pay. So you want to have it to where one day when you wake up, you can say, I ain't got to go to work. All my bills paid. I got financial freedom. Now you can invest in companies like Apple, Microsoft, you know, as you get deeper in the game, because these are the gadgets and the technologies that we are using today. Companies like Tesla, companies that you know that has growth, a moat. And a moat is something that no other company can really compare to that company. It's like they have a built-in ecosystem. Like if you got Apple, you got the iCloud, you got Amazon, you got Amazon Web Services, and the things they do. You know, just giving you a generalization of certain investments in the market, what you can do. So I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a fiduciary, but if you got money and you're willing to start making passive income, the banks are safe, but at the same time, people going to brokerages. And the reason why you want to go to a brokerage is because instead of you putting your money in savings, gaining 0.2%, you want to be able to go to a brokerage that's going to help your money make extra income, like 5%, 10%, 15%, sometimes 20% with the market. And we'll get into that more later. But we finna get back into Mr. Trap here, man, and let you check out.
America told us that, and maybe because it doesn't happen right in the moment, we not feeling it because it ain't happening right now. But very seldom does something happen in the moment. Like it's a gradual upbuild and then it's a collapse. In the market, it always gives us signs. You know what I'm saying? It gives us but because we're not aware of the signs, we're like, oh, that's just the stock market. Oh, that's this. No, that's the signs. That's the symptoms. That's the symptoms of a bigger issue. Because you got a runny nose, that's not the issue. There's inflammation somewhere that we got to adjust. There's a deeper issue that's causing the snotty nose. We just see the snotty nose. That's a symptom of something wrong within. These are symptoms, y'all. That's why I like to use older dates. So you can go back and say, oh, this happened in 85. Damn, I'll go back and look at 2008. This kind of the same stuff that's going on. Banks failing, housing. Yo, this the same stuff. Let me prepare for it. Am I making sense?
Wall Street look like us now, man. So the reason why I had to take you from that lane and put you in this lane, because I want you to know that you have many ways of making passive income. You know what I mean? And the day and age we live in now, you got to make wise choices with your money. Inflation is up. The banks not giving out loans like they used to give loans. Cars payments are even higher. Even if you go to a used car dealership, the payment even higher. Insurance rates rising. You know, so everybody want to ball, but it's hard to ball on a budget right now. So Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, all these stores used to be empty. Now they one of the first choices. And everybody going to Sam's, everybody going to BJ's Wholesale, everybody going to Costco's, because now people are understanding that, hey man, instead of me just going buying piece by piece, I can just buy it in a whole bulk. I'll go on Amazon and find me a nice deal, and I have at least a couple of dollars left over. You know what I'm saying? So I just gave you some jewels right there. Costco's, Amazon, BJ's Wholesale Foods. These companies give you dividends too on a quarterly basis. And those are basically like investments that you may want to look into once you get with your brokerage. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to have a recession-proof portfolio. When you get ready to retire, you don't want to be like, man, I'm 65. I still got to work. You feel me? So on your road to financial freedom, you want to start billing now. And I had to learn late in the game because a lot of y'all know my path, being incarcerated on certain number of stints. And also, I took my tool of writing, and what I'm doing now is transitioning. I'm in the transition stage. So I'm going from urban fiction to self-help, and also helping my kings, my queens learn how to invest. And we're going to take it slow. But by the time that we get to the promised land, it'll be well worth it. You feel me? So let's go to a few more. And
I'd rather hit base hits than to try to swing for the fences and strike out more and get lucky. You can get lucky, but if I can consistently hit a base hit, I'm gonna make more money than you. Because if you hit a home run in game 1 and don't hit another home run in game 50, yeah, you did hit the home run. And you may have hit a game winning home run, but I promise you, when people look at my batting average, they're gonna say that's what I'd rather go with. Because even though he gonna hit a home run or she gonna hit a home run, Trap gonna get me on base, and I'm good with that. I'm okay with you being a base hitter. So now when somebody come to you saying, man, you missed that 50% return, I'm like, I ain't missed nothing. I got on base.
You feel me? So the thing is, what he basically saying is, when you investing, you want to be consistent. And even you go to a brokerage, you can start out with $5. You know what I'm saying? On some of these brokerage apps, you got TD Ameritrade, you got Moo, you got Fidelity Investments, you got Robinhood, you got Webull, and even if you in the crypto, you got eToro, Crypto.com, Binance, and Coinbase. So yeah, I know them. And the reason why I'm saying these things, you could put all your investments on recurring auto pay, even if you put $2 or $3, $5 every week out your check. But at the end of the year or the month, you're going to see it been an accumulated of value from what you put in, and also a certain percentage of interest has been kicked in. And even if you're just doing dividends, those are going to kick in, and they got what they call DRIP, dividend reinvestment program. So that'll double everything up for you with the compound interest. That's why Warren Buffett is so rich. So let's check out a little bit of compounding as well. That way y'all will have an all-around weld look out here for these checkpoints on your financial journey. So y'all want one more from Trap? Let's get one more from Trap. Let's go right here.
At 26, me buying 40 acres didn't really mean too much. It was an idea, it probably was cool, I heard about it. But at 40, when I bought the 40 acres, I was like, bet. Put it in the trust, make sure my little girl get it, make sure we protect it. I'm good. I done just put a lineage in position. Maturity. I get paid. Yo, I can't sit that in the bank account. Why? As inflation goes, I lose money. 97% of the money in the world is fake anyway. Why? Because it's based on debt. Only 3% of the money is real. Maturity. That means my money got to keep moving, else I'm going to lose it to inflation. So the more money I got sitting in the bank, the poorer I'm getting by the day. Maturity.
You get it? So he taught us a valuable lesson now. And the reason why I like to listen to Trap, because he adds value and knowledge to the things that we do on a daily, everyday basis. You want to make your money work for you. You want to have that income working for you. You tired of living check to check? Make your money work for you. Okay? Let's get it in, man. And let's go over here to compounding. All right, we finna get into a little something simple, man. We're gonna go with my main man here, Minority Mindset. I like this guy here, man. He's from Detroit, and he get it in. So let's go.
Most people don't know that the best way to make money on Amazon is not by selling physical products. The best
I joke about pinching pennies because at the end of the day, a penny saved is just a penny. But if we're talking about growing and compounding our money, then things are different. Because if you start with the penny today and you can double your money every single day for 30 days, after 30 days, that penny is going to turn into more than $5 million. What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh from theminoritymindset.com, where money minds rethink rich. The whole idea behind compound interest is you're going to invest some money today. This money is going to grow. And now you have your money working hard to make you money and the money that your money made working hard to make you money. So it's almost like your money is having babies and your money is just going to keep compounding and growing, which means you have more money working hard to make you money. Even if you're not.
So you want to learn how to make those money, baby. See, you want your money to grow. And what he finna break down to us is basically how to put your money in a certain place, let your money gain interest, and the dividends from that gonna keep gaining interest. So let's just check out main man here from a Minority Mindset, man. Let's go.
You're not investing your money in the traditional sense. You should hopefully still be earning this type of compound interest, because if you go to work every single day, you're compounding your knowledge and your skills. And so the longer you go to work, the more skills you're going to learn and the more valuable you're going to be as an employee. That's why as you get older, your pay should hopefully go up too, because you're compounding your knowledge, you're compounding your skills, and now you're more valuable, which means you should be getting paid more money. It's the same concept with your money, except more money doesn't give you more skills, it just gives you more power. Like this $100 bill doesn't have more skills than this $20 bill does, it just has more power, because assuming that $1 will buy me a machine that's gonna make me a nickel, now with this $100 bill, I can buy 100 of those machines. With this $20 bill, I can only buy 20 of those machines. So I'm going to be able to earn more nickels with this $100 bill than this, just because I got more power with this piece of paper than this one. But this is where compounding becomes so powerful, because every dollar earned will buy me another machine that makes me a nickel, and I need 20 nickels to earn $1. This $20 bill will get me 20 nickels, which will buy me one more nickel making machine. This $100 bill will earn me 100 nickels, which will buy me 5 more nickel making machines. So I'll be able to earn more nickels with this, just because I got more buying power. The more dollars you have, the more dollars your money is going to be able to make. And the longer you let your money sit there and invest and compound, the more your money is going to be able to grow. That's why Albert Einstein calls compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, because now your money is working hard to earn you more money. And every time your money does that, you're going to have more money that you can send out to work hard and earn you more money. So it becomes a system, almost like this machine that's just working to produce you more money. And anytime you produce more money, you can buy another machine that's going to be working to produce you more money. You don't need a ton of money to start, but the longer you have, the more your money is going to be able to grow, which is why you're going to see the biggest returns towards the end of your compounding. Like even if you start with just 1 penny and you can double your money every single day, day 1, you have just a penny. In day 8, you have $1. By day 21, you have $10,000. Now your money is really starting to grow. And by day 30, you're going to have over $5 million. And you started with just a penny. Now, I already know what you're thinking. But Jaspreet, if it was so easy for me to double a penny, I'd already be doing that right now. Now, I know it's not easy to double your money every single day, and that's not the goal. But you can do this over time. There's a couple different different strategies that you can follow to compound your money and really build your wealth over time. There's an active strategy and a passive way. I'm going to be going over this, but before I do, I need you to do me a quick favor and compound that thumbs up button below. Actively compounding your money is literally what the word says it is. You are being active and you are buying something, selling it, and now you're using your profits to go buy something else. You see this all the time in real estate. You go out and you buy a $100,000 property, you renovate it, whatever, you fix it up, and you go sell this property for $150,000. Now, instead of going and buying another $100,000 property, you go out and you buy a $150,000 property and you renovate it, and now you sell it for $225,000. And so slowly you are growing your money and compounding your money because you can do bigger deals. Now you can do 2 deals at one time. You can do $200,000 deals and hopefully sell both of these for $150,000 each. And now you're just compounding what you're doing. You're slowly growing what you can do because you make some money and you take your profits and you reinvest it into whatever it is you're doing. This is exactly what I do on YouTube. Anytime somebody watches our videos on YouTube, I get paid. Thank you for your penny. Now, when I get this YouTube money, I can take all of it and go out and buy myself some new exotic cars, go get myself a new Gucci wardrobe, and go enjoy some fine dining at Chipotle with some extra guac. But what I actually do with this money is I reinvest this money back into our business. That way we can grow our business bigger. I'm reinvesting it back into our blog. I'm reinvesting it back into our newsletter, and I'm reinvesting it into an app that we're making. I'm actively working to compound this money by sacrificing some of these luxuries today that I could buy by reinvesting this money back into the business. That way I can grow the whole pie bigger. When I was in college, I started a cell phone accessory business with a friend of mine. And we didn't have a ton of money, and we wanted to start selling these like cell phone battery packs. And at the time, we only bought like 10 of them because that's all we could afford. And so we bought 10 of these battery packs and we sold them. And then we took this money that we got and our profits, and we went out and I think we bought 20 battery packs. And then we bought 50, and then we bought 100. And so it was like a slow compound where we took whatever money we had to buy these battery packs, we sold them, and we took this money and our profits and we compounded it. And that way we were able to buy more, sell more, buy more, sell more. And so you don't get to enjoy the profits when you're compounding it like this, because if you're taking all of your profits and reinvesting it, you're actively compounding it to grow the whole thing bigger. When you do this, the whole idea is you're going to start off with something small, $100 or $1,000, and you're going to grow it to something a little bit bigger. You're going to turn $1,000 into $2,000. Right? You're going to reinvest the $2,000, turn it into $4,000, and the 4 to 8, the 8 to 16, and you're going to slowly keep growing it.
Wall Street is taking you for a ride and you don't even know it. The marketers see every trade. Buying options.
So
There is a risk though, because if you keep
basically, man, I know you're catching on what's going on, and I appreciate the family, for catching on and understanding the game. And a lot of this game, they keep it from us going through school. They keep it from us in the real world. So I encourage you to watch media outlets like CNBC, Fox Business News, Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, Schwab Network. These are the channels that you want to feed your mind the information, because that way you can execute thoroughly and start making your passive income and be on your way to generational wealth. Because we living in some tough times, and you want to start making smart moves with your money. And the last and not least, we're going to get into the 7 habits of highly effective people. All right. So let me get over here right quick here and break it down. Give me a second here. We ain't gonna go too hard at it. I'm gonna find a real short one. That way, y'all catch on real quick here. And I was looking for a short, but we'll go right here with this here. All right, give me 1 second.
There is one secret to going from successful to the best at what you do, to become a thought leader.
So before speaking about the first habit, I want to bring to your attention a new mindset. So before I read this book, I never really had this super awesome outlook on life. And in fact, it changed my thinking forever. So when you're in any situation in life, you can choose to be reactive or proactive. But the basic idea is that by choosing to be proactive, you choose to increase your circle of influence. You see, there are things that you can control and there are things you can't directly control, such as the weather, where you were born, or your personal decisions of your boss. Things that you can control include how you react to it. This is really the only thing you can control in life. If you react without thinking, or you say a harsh word to your friend, or you drink all night and live in self-indulgence after a long day, or you just become depressed when the weather is gloomy, you are becoming a reactive person. You let the environment control you, and you're simply a person reacting to stimuli. When you are reactive, you focus on things you cannot control. For example, you may have been born into a socioeconomic lower or middle class family. You may have been born into an abusive family. You may even been diagnosed with a terrible illness. But focusing on it will not change it. You know what you can control? This is the secret to being proactive, and in turn becoming an effective person. You can control your work ethic. You can control how you treat the people in your life, and you can control if you put on your seatbelt or not. By focusing on things that you can control, you bring more power into your life and widen your circle of influence. So in short, reactive people are people who complain a lot instead of actually going out and changing their actions, and proactive people understand that even if their complaining was justified, complaining about it wouldn't change anything. It would just be negative toxins in their life, polluting their social environment of their peers. See, most people choose to complain simply because it's easier. So let's move on to the second habit. How do you want people to think of you at your funeral? The second habit is all about becoming the person you want to be by thinking deeply about how other people think of you. Now, I'm a mature enough person to not really care what most people think of me, but I do care what my loved ones think of me. I want my girlfriend to think I'm loyal, trustworthy, and fun to be around. And because of this, I'm not going to cheat on her, I'm not going to lie to her, and I'm not going to fill our conversations with complaints or negative thoughts. See, when you die and there's a crowd of people standing around your coffin, what will they say? What will their best memories of you or their worst memories of you be? Think about the end before any major decision, and this will help you become a more effective person. Do you want to be remembered as a person who added value to society? Maybe start filling your Facebook statuses with more positivity and upbeat content. Basically, are you doing the things that allow you to say you've become the person that you want to be? The second habit also goes into creation a bit. See, according to Stephen Covey, the author, everything is created twice. Once in the mind and once in the physical, real world. The problem is that many things are created in the mind but are never manifested into tangible things because we tell ourselves, I can't do it. A lot of time, the only thing stopping you from doing something is yourself. An even worse situation is when things aren't even created in the mind at all. For some people, debt, drugs, despair, or other life problems prevent a person from thinking about creation and only on the negative outcomes of their situation. And this is where the first habit comes back. Stop focusing on what you can't control, and you'll be able to create more. You'll be able to add more value to the world. The last thing Stephen Covey mentions in this chapter is something called a personal mission statement. Now, this is a one-line sentence that you can rely on to give you a sense of purpose in the world. A very simple mission statement is, I want the world to be better because I was here. In fact, that's Will Smith's personal mission statement. Oprah wants to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring my students to be more than they thought they ever could be. If you keep this mission statement in mind when you make every decision, you will always keep the end in mind. Now that we've talked about the end, let's talk about the beginning. So Stephen Covey came up with this thing called the urgent and important matrix. Basically, everything you can do falls into one of 4 categories. Here's a super easy graphic that can make it easier to understand. Basically, anything urgent is something that needs to be done as soon as possible, and anything important is something that makes us effective. The advice the author gives is to do things that are not urgent, but they have to be important as soon as possible. Because if you do things that aren't urgent before they are urgent, then you won't have to fret about doing them last minute. Here's the thing that kind of annoys me. If I asked most people what they thought was important, they would say things like their health, their relationships, their financial credibility. But when you look into their actions, they spend their time doing other meaningless things like organizing papers, going out for long lunches, hanging out with the wrong crowds, fussing over little crap, doing stupid stuff for the better part of their day that doesn't lead them to bettering the things that they said was important to them. So you got to put first things first. Spend some time with your family before you waste your time doing something like playing video games. Start putting effort into creating a monthly budget instead of putting your effort pinning new things on Pinterest. Go and work out first before watching that new episode. The problem here is something psychologists call cognitive dissonance, and it's when the things you say are most important to you aren't the same things that you're spending most of your time on. In fact, some psychologists say that this is unhealthy. The disconnect between what we say we will do and what we actually do is terrible, and I think working on this would improve a lot of our lives. So the first 3 habits are about managing yourself and what you can do independently. There are things you can make changes, mindsets you can alter, and attitudes you can adjust to. They set the foundation for the next 3 habits, which have to do with becoming an effective person in society and involve being dependent. So the 4th habit is called Think Win-Win. Stephen Covey says that there are 6 types of relationships, and you can think of them as personal, business, or even biological animalistic relationships. The first 2 are what most people think the world is made of. Lose-win or win-lose, which means for me to win, you have to lose, or the other way around. People with this type of mentality think that to have the largest skyscraper in the neighborhood, they must tear all the other skyscrapers down. You should avoid these situations because someone will lose, even if the net gain is 0. In fact, most people don't even agree to this unless they believe in reciprocal altruism in the long run. Win-lose is like a parasite, where one wins and the other loses. The next relationship that we're going to talk about is just toxic and nasty. It's called lose-lose. The best example I can think of is there's a story where this couple got married. A couple years later, they decided to get divorced, but the man knew that his ex-wife would win half of everything that he owned in court. But he had quite the ego, and he didn't want her getting his Ferrari or Lamborghini, so he sold them both for $10 each. See, both people in this situation lost a substantial amount of value because of their hatred, and you should definitely avoid any type of relationship like this. Now, the next 2 relationships are not bad, but they should also be avoided. Solely win relationships aren't really a relationship at all, since they only affect one person. People in this type of relationship don't care what anyone else gets as long as they get what they want. It's actually very selfish. Now, the next relationship is called no deal. Now, no deal is a neutral mentality, and it's actually the most preferable one if the last one is not offered. Basically, each individual agrees that if both parties don't win, there is no deal. In other words, it's completely unselfish. If I can't get what I want without you benefiting too, it's not worth it and there's no deal. Now, the next relationship we're going to talk about is called win-win. And these happen in couple relationships or business relationships and even in ecology. Mutualistic relationships or symbiosis is a term when 2 animals benefit from living together. For you,
1 second here. I know y'all getting into it. Let's go.
you to win, the other person does not have to lose. I could buy and read a book that gives me huge insight into a recent problem I'm dealing with, and because of this, I benefit from the advice and the author benefits from the money. I can make a video and upload it to YouTube and benefit from the advertisement revenue, and the viewers will benefit from the life-changing perspective. So start searching for win-win relationships, and you will surely become an effective person. Aha, the next habit. I love this habit. So the author gives a little story where a dad is talking to his coworker about a situation with his son. The father and son have a talk, and after the talk, the dad goes to his friend for advice. I just can't understand my son sometimes, the dad says. He won't listen to me. And his friend goes, let me rephrase that. You can't understand your son because he won't listen to you? Says the friend, I thought to understand another person, you have to listen to them. Honestly, when I read this little story, I actually got goosebumps, but the author is so right. How many times do we get mad at another person because they don't think the way that we think, but we haven't even tried to hear their side of the story first? We see the world through our eyes. Even from a baby, we are born egotistical, and understanding others' views does not come natural. Learning to become an effective person is understanding everyone has their own perspectives and opinions from their own personal experiences and life events. You should seek first to understand, because once you understand the situation and the person's feelings towards it, you might have a better chance of helping them understand you. So this is a little technical, but I want to get into the 5 levels of listening that Covey covers. The first is called ignoring, and it's just downright rude. So the second level is the kind of level my sister talks to my mom. It's called pretending. Yeah, right. You're at least responding to the person. The third level is called selective hearing. We only hear certain parts of the conversation, usually only the parts that benefit us. And it's really easy to do this with someone who talks a lot or a preschool child. Another level up is called attentive listening, which is not necessarily listening to the content, but rather the way the words are being spoken. And you focus on the energy. If you listen to a motivational speaker in another language and you actually get motivated, that's called attentive listening. The last type of listening we hardly ever experience, and it's called empathic listening. This type of listening is the listening with the intent to understand. You will get inside the other person's frame of thinking and understand them better. And it's not just the words they say or how they're saying them either. We give them all of our attention, including paying attention to their body language and paying attention to their feelings. This is very powerful because it gives you accurate data to work with, to understand their thoughts, feelings, and motives, instead of you being a brick wall saying, "Conform to me." Another form of great advice Stephen gives is to diagnose before you prescribe, which basically means to understand before you give advice. One of the best ways to find more win-win situations is to understand what the other person wants and needs before you can find a way both of you can benefit. So the next habit is called synergize, and it took me a while to completely understand this, but it basically means the interaction of two or more parts to produce an outcome that is greater than the sum of their individual parts. So a very basic version of synergy comes from a teaching in physiology. So one part might be our heart, another might be your brain, and the third might be your stomach. Of course, these are very complex organs individually, but if they work together, they are extremely effective. Another example would be trees and squirrels. Separately, trees can reproduce by their nuts falling to the ground. Please refrain from commenting about this, but unless there's a really strong wind, they won't spread very quickly. On the other hand, squirrels could live without trees, but they would have to live in bushes and eat only berries. But they might struggle hibernating and eating food in the winter. Together, though, the squirrels get protections in the trees, as well as tons of nuts to eat. The trees get the benefit of getting their nuts spread across even more land. Together, they achieve and grow more than if they were separate. And one last example would be drugs and alcohol. Now, the effect of sleeping medicine is intensified greatly when mixed with alcohol, and I do not suggest trying this on your own. And in fact, most doctors warn against it. Now, these are considered constructive synergy, but there is also reductive synergy. An example of this is if you had the plague, but then you were also diagnosed with depression. Both are really bad to have, and if you have them at the same time, well, you might need some external help. In medicine, there's actually a word for this, and it's called comorbidity. The opposite of synergy can also happen, sometimes referred to as negative synergy, and this is when waste is created. Let's say you spend $5 million on a business deal, and another company puts in $5 million so that you both can invest in the same company for more money. However, the business that you put money in actually failed because it went over a certain amount, and because of taxes, it failed. The sum of two parts is actually less than the total amount of both separately. An example of negative synergy would be 1 + 1 = 1/2. Seeking synergy will benefit your life in many ways, but particularly your business, relationships, and general life will benefit if you can find synergy. Synergy is basically 1 + 1 = 3. Now that was the sixth habit, and that concludes the habits that you can do with improving yourself by dealing with others. Now we're going to be moving on how you can unleash your future potential by investing. So the best investment you can make is in yourself. And by reading this book, you're ahead of the curve. And by watching this video, you have a huge advantage of other people. So Covey gives the example of this guy cutting down a tree with a very dull saw. I mean, it's going to take him at least 6 hours to cut down this huge tree. If he were to spend 1 hour sharpening the saw, it would only take him 3 hours to cut down the tree, leading to a total of 4 hours instead of 6. We see how simple this is, how easy it is for the guy to cut the tree down faster, but we hardly ever apply the same principle to our lives. For example, we can sharpen our physical saw by eating well, maintaining a healthy diet, and exercising regularly. Let's sharpen the saw by working out 3 times a week instead of paying for it with advanced medical treatment in 40 years. Another example of sharpening our minds is by learning, reading, and teaching. There are plenty of studies that show teaching someone something is a great way to ingrain ideas into our head. And in fact, it's one of the reasons I'm making this video. Instead of reading the instruction manual, we try to do it ourselves and waste 3 hours when we could have humbled ourselves and sharpened our mental saw. Covey also suggests sharpening some other areas of our life, such as emotional and spiritual areas. You can invest in your relationships with others in many ways, some of which include spending time with your friends, playing games with your family, or studying with classmates. Enriching your spiritual life is also important. Whether you're religious or not, listening to music, engaging in creating art, and spending time in prayer or meditation will always add value to your life in the long run. Living a meaningful and effective life doesn't just happen. You have to make time to cultivate the areas of your life you want to produce fruits, and you do this by sharpening the saw. I hope after watching this video you've gained at least one gold nugget of knowledge or practical life advice that may move you in the right direction to becoming a more effective person. If you like this video, please leave a big fat like, and if you want more educational and valuable life improving videos like this.
Okay, man, you feel me? So what we finna do here is we finna tap in right here and get on to the full screen of things. You did. Bim. What it is. This your boy, your host, man. It's been a lovely episode tonight of getting the fire knowledge research out there, man, because I know that we as a people, we need this. Also, man, the tree is known by the fruit it bear. So, you know, if you plan on being a tree, you got to get your mindset right so you can plant good seeds. You know what I'm saying? And plant them in fertile ground. You don't want your seeds to go by the wayside, get choked up by the thorns. You know, you want them trees to grow, building generational wealth. Also, share this video, like and subscribe. Tell another friend about this video. I gave you guys a few outlets on other YouTubers as well and other platforms that you can go check out. Books as well, knowledge. That's what we do here at Fire Knowledge Research. We give you the information and hope that along your journey, along your path, you be enlightened and also motivated, because today is so much anger, so much negative energy and hate in this world that sometimes you have to be an introvert and go into your own little shell, into your own little corner, and just think, study, and figure out a new way, a new plan. And it could be at the workplace, it could be in your home, it could be around certain family members. The thing is, you want to get you right. You want to build your mindset, your mentality, because you see your vision. You know where you're going. You know where you're going to get to. The Most High not finished with you yet. You know, you still here, you still living, you still breathing, you waking up every morning. Make sure you thank the Most High before you go to sleep, to lay down. Make sure you give him praise. You know what I'm saying? And stick on that financial journey. Stay disciplined. People tell you, man, I don't know why you reading that stuff. That stuff ain't gonna help you. It's because of the simple fact they too afraid. They feel something. They feel you gonna make it before them. You feel me? So at the end of the day, man, stay knit tight. Keep your mind straight. Stay disciplined. And check out those links in the bio. I got that new Fire Knowledge 3 coming up. Hopefully by the end of this year here. My birthday, December the 3rd. So if it don't come out around then, just know it will be 2024, the first of the new year. With that being said, keep doing your research, do your due diligence, and always, man, tell a friend to tell another friend about what we doing over here at Fire Knowledge Research, for real, man. And I appreciate your time. And hey, blessings, peace, and prosperity to you.